Let's talk about the incumbent president, first of all, Emmerson Mnangagwa, presenting himself as a reformer. He, though, of course, was the vice president of Robert Mugabe. He's been around a very long time. Has he really managed to convince voters, do you think, to distance himself from Robert Mugabe and his disastrous record for the economy, particularly?
I think, well, he tried a lot, indeed. He first thing, the election itself, the campaigning was, as your reporter said, relatively free and fair. Well, he's talking about free and credible election rather than free and fair election. But anyway, it's the first time Zimbabweans could indeed cast their vote in a relatively free way. So in this, from this respect, it's quite a progress. So distancing himself from past practices. We remember that Mnangagwa was involved in 2008 election intimidations, and but obviously he changed his methods. Of course, that doesn't mean that there was no intimidation. Last week, the UN spokesperson, well, the UN, the Human Rights Commissioner spokesperson said that there were some intimidations in the rural areas, particularly, but well, on the whole, we can't say that this campaigning was not free and fair. So that's really a progress, and he showed that he really meant it. He really meant to change. So that might have played for him.
What if, though, it turns out the opposition comes out on top? How is the government likely to react?
That's the big question. Well, when the palace coup happened in November, it was basically Mnangagwa was supported by the army, and now the big question is, what is the army going to do if the opposition comes first? Well, there might be a second round, and well, which should be scheduled in September. But what would be what will the army do? The army said in the one of the motivations of officers in November was that Zimbabwe could not be ruled by someone who had not fought the liberation war. That was well, one of their motivations, because Mugabe, well, was allegedly said to favour his wife, the head of Zimbabwe, which Mugabe denied yesterday. But anyway, so they said it. So considering Chamisa is for the army might be quite difficult. So let's wait and see. One other problem is, well, Chamisa is saying that he's won. So that's the problem. The poll has not is not over, and well, that's also that might also be some problems on the side of the opposition too.
And what difference do you think, if any, will the intervention of Robert Mugabe made? Because he gave a press conference yesterday on the eve of the election and said he wouldn't be voting for his successor. Is anyone really going to listen? Does he count anymore?
No, I don't think so. And on the whole, he's, well, we can even say that he's playing in favour of Mnangagwa, because Mnangagwa has tried to distance himself from Mugabe's legacy. So, well, seeing Mugabe, well, asking people to vote for Chamisa is quite surprising. And first thing, second thing, he has not supported Mnangagwa all along. So he supported another candidate in well, who from ZANU-PF, well, a dissident from ZANU-PF, who is one of the 23 candidates. So it's not new that he's not supporting Mnangagwa. So well, by and large, I can't say what the influence of his intervention could be, but I don't think it would be much.